Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. This is your host Vaibhav. In today's session of Daily Stock, we are going to consider the quarterly earnings of the tech giant Microsoft. We are going to consider its recently released first quarter earnings report of this year, of this financial year, that is financial year 2024, to see how the firm's revenues are shaping up, and with the help of that info, we will be trying to gauge the broader trajectory of how things are faring for the Microsoft, and what are the kind of criterions and inference which we can draw with the help of this information to make informed trading and investing decisions in the stock of Microsoft. We will be now heading to the investors relations page of the Microsoft, from which I have already downloaded this file of the financial report of the quarter ended 30th September. The key highlight of this quarterly report is that the revenues have risen 13%, and in constant currency terms, that is the growth of 12% for the company. In terms of year on year, the company's revenue are solidly higher, and the operating margin is also in a healthy territory. So for these quarters, there seems to be many positive for the stock, for the company's business. And if we look at the traditional businesses as well as the new age businesses like AI related tool development and the backup Microsoft is providing with its cloud computing platform, we have these different segments driving the revenue generation for the Microsoft. And in recent quarters, the Microsoft has benefited from its early jump in the space of generative AI with its acquisition and financing of the OpenAI. Now it's in a position where it is using its dominant position to offer new innovative models and use cases to the clients, and that has resulted in onboarding of those kind of people which were not really keen on using the cloud computing architecture of the Microsoft in. And with this, the Microsoft revenues are rising. These are the some positive developments for the company, with which is contributing to the rise of revenues and bettering of the operating margin for the company. The revenue, as I said in my introductory remark as well, increased 13% for this quarter, with net income standing at US $22.3. The EPS has also increased 27% for this quarter in terms of year on year. Now, if we look at the statements along with these quarterly reports, we have these AI lead being prominently talked about, as the company has been leader in the kind of services it is offering to the clients. We have the possibility of the Microsoft benefiting largely with its initial investment in the OpenAI platform, and this lead is not really likely to be challenged in the near future at the very minimum. And with this, we can expect the Microsoft to offer various competitive models and innovative services, which will result in the revenue growth being sustained in the coming quarters as well, and not like this quarter only, but we are likely to expect the company's earnings to remain strong, and with the possibility of this AI phase gaining further ground and accelerating in coming quarters, coming years. If the Microsoft is able to establish itself as a leader in the space, it is going to reap its benefit for a long, long time. Now let us go into the fine print of these quarterly statements. The business highlight has been provided with its offerings like Office 365 and other related products also bringing in quite substantial revenues. If we look at these cloud computing platform, we have this 19% growth in the in on this front, and this revenue growth is likely to be sustained. It might somewhat soften, but we are likely to see these investment in the intelligent cloud benefiting the Microsoft in coming quarters, and it is likely to continue the gaining of market share in this space. The personal computing space has also been doing well with a revenue increase of 3%. So this segment need not be overlooked in the assessment of the company's performance in coming quarters as well. Now let us go to the actual financial statements. The financial performance of the company in constant currency terms. We have the earnings now standing at US dollar 56.5 billion, which is a sound growth. The double digit growth has helped the revenue generation, and we have these substantially higher revenues for the company. The growth in year on year is listed here for all these different segments, the products and services of the company. So you can see a breakup and see how things are shaping up for different segments of the company's product and services portfolio. The Microsoft Cloud has risen substantially with this 24 percentage point growth being observed, and it is also followed by other segments like dynamic products and cloud services, which has also grown 22%, and Dynamics 365, the variant of Office 65, also registering these phenomenal growth of 28%. The cloud computing platform of Azure is also seeing a 29% growth. This is the quarterly statement with these revenue gains of 15 to 16%. The net income for the common shareholders has also risen substantially, more than 30 percentage point, and that has resulted in these EPS rising 25 to 26 percentage point in terms of year on year. So this is where the company earned its money and where it went is the balance sheet. Now let us look at the technical side of the story as we have considered the fundamental side, and we have seen that on the fundamental side the company seems quite well placed for these continued rally in the stock price, and we are not really likely to see things changing much in near future. The Microsoft is expected to do well in coming quarters as well. So there is one stock where you can keep looking for opportunities for buy low, sell high, and you can even be a investor from a long-term perspective. If we look at the price formation of the Microsoft on the hourly candlestick period, then it is clearly of higher highs and higher lows. So unless and until this immediate low of 324 breaks, we can be fairly confident of the continuation in this bullish trajectory of the Microsoft. So from the short term perspective, things are on the bullish side. The only thing is we need the prices to stabilize around the immediate prior swing low, and if it does that, then we can indeed take some chances with the expectations of Microsoft again climbing back towards this gap up opening post the release of the quarterly statements of the Microsoft. From medium term, we do have to keep in mind that even though there is substantial growth in the company's earnings over the year, but then there has also been equally impressive rally. So we will have to trade cautiously while deciding to trade or to simply sit on the sidelines. This is the daily stock chart, and even if we adjust for the current higher prices compared to the prices a year back, still there is going to be some difference. The short term and the medium term are more favorable for a buy trade. From the long term trend, I think the sentiments are likely to be similar with the expectation of Microsoft climbing past and sustaining beyond these prior swing high of around US dollar 350. So if we look at the price formation of all these three different time frames, the short term, the medium term, and the long term, we will have to bet on the Microsoft and expect that it will continue to do well. But of course, even in that scenario, we shouldn't lose the sight of the fact that we do need to watch out for a safe and secure place for these new investments, and if we want to go for the initiation of the new trade, then we can take our chances, and I feel there is a high probability of continued higher high and higher low formation, and watch out for these price levels around 325 for a session or two, and if it holds, then we can get involved and expect this immediate swing high to be broken and a fresh swing high to be formed in coming days. So things are looking bullish for the Microsoft on the short term, on the medium term, and the long term horizon. So keeping this factor in mind, we will have to keep searching for optimum trading opportunities in the Microsoft, and given the backdrop of strong technicals and fundamentals being favorable for a long trade, we can indeed take some chances and go with the expectation of rally higher, at least towards 350 in the short term to 400 and even beyond that in the long term price trajectory. That's all from my side for today's session of daily stock, where we look at looked at the fundamental as well as technical side of these company, and with things looking favorable, we can take our chances if we feel like, and in course of time I'm expecting the short term trend to also do well, and we might see the price of Microsoft climbing past 350 in coming sessions, and if things go well, we will have this stock rising past $400 level as well. So that's all from my side for today's session of the daily stock, where we consider the fundamental and technical sides of these stock, the Microsoft, and though there are some concerns to be addressed, overall the things are looking upbeat for the Microsoft. So that's all from my side for today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, do write to me in the feedback, and I will be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous time ahead. See you next time around. Till then,